Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Will Chico, formerly of Stoney Creek Swim. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm pretty sure you've had a lot to catch up on, a lot of things that you had to do because you were so slammed with everything what a senior year that you had. What was this past year like?
I mean, it was really busy. Everyone always says like by the time that second semester senior year rolls around, everyone's pretty checked out, but it was still a grind for me. I still had to keep the grades up and whatnot, and then all of the winter time just grinding the swim season up until mid-March, which was states, and then after high school states, then senior year got pretty fun. We had spring break and all the fun senior festivities. But no, it was stressful up until the last moment there, but very fun.
Yeah. Let's go back to this season. Going back at the start of it, you hadn't won a state title yet.
Hmm.
Was that something that was that the singular goal you wanted to accomplish before you left?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, my sophomore and junior year, I was really close. Less than a second off first place both times. And I was really, really that was the end goal, was to win it in the 500. And I was seeded first. And with the extra weight on my shoulders of being the top seed going in, it was yeah, I mean, it's been my goal since the beginning of high school, and to win not only the 500 but the 200 as well this year was really something special.
Yeah. To come away with multiple state titles,
Mhm.
what's that mean? I mean, the best way to cap off your career, like take
For
me through
sure.
those races.
I mean, the 200 was close. Me and a boy I know from U of D who got second. He was seated faster in prelims. And he was out fast. I knew I had to stay with him. Uh, but I can close my races really fast, and it really came down to that last 50, where the last wall I turned and I caught him. Ended up going, a best time by almost 2 seconds, and which got me the All-American qualifying time as well in that race. And then, which I didn't know till, a few minutes later, but obviously there's three divisions in Michigan, and I put down the fastest time across all divisions, which got me on the dream team as well for that one, um, which was a little added bonus there.
Yeah.
And then the 500. I was seated first by about 15 seconds. And like I knew what I needed to do. Just go out there, race my own race. And that's exactly what I did. I put down another best time at states, which was really fun, and got the second state title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to come away with two of them, like,
Mhm.
did you exceed even your own expectations?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the 200 is really what surprised me the most. That was a close race. I was really nervous for it. Which, yeah, the time that I put down, I was not expecting to be anywhere near that. Which excites me a lot for next year because, you know, seeing myself shake out and where I'll be in college next year, the 137 in my 200 free was very exciting.
Yeah. So, so going into the off season, like now after all the things that you did, and obviously I know that I don't know if you did you commit before you started the season?
Yeah, so I committed back in September. I took my official visit to Brown back in April last year,
Right.
and then took another visit to Columbia in the fall, and then made my decision that Brown was the right choice for me, and then I committed in the fall. So I knew throughout the season what my plans for next year.
So obviously, going to as you just said, you're going to go to Brown to continue your swim career. Probably one of the top schools in the entire world.
Mhm.
Um, was there always a dream for you to go to an Ivy League school?
For sure. Yeah. My goal was always, use swim as a way to get into one of the best schools that I can. Um, and I did exactly that. My swimming, I took it to another level once I got into high school, and then with that, it was just like the perfect opportunity where I could keep doing what I love and continue at the highest level.
Yeah. When did you know that this was home? What was the moment, the exact moment that sold you?
Honestly, after my visit, it was probably noon, and I had my flight home out of Providence, and it was saying bye to the team that I had been with for a day and a half, and I was like, wow, I'm really gonna miss these guys. Like these guys are awesome, and then I took my visit at Columbia, and that was just a little more reassurance. Like yeah, the team, it was really the team at Brown that made the difference, and the guys were just awesome and treated me amazingly. And then I got to meet then the current freshman class a couple months ago, and those guys they're the best. I've been texting with them ever since I committed, and they're really bringing me into the family and making it feel like home. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what choice you were going to make between either Brown or Columbia, you were going to make a good choice regardless.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But to go into obviously, to get into a really good school, to continue your athletic career, but it could also set you up for what you want to do
Mhm.
outside of it.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you want to pursue?
I want to study engineering. I'm hoping mechanical engineering. That's a goal. We'll see how that goes, but I'm engineering for sure. I find math and science pretty interesting.
Yeah, like okay.
Yeah.
Um, so so when you want so to obviously to go to one of these places
Mhm.
is, obviously it's I know you're a pretty smart kid, and you've
Mhm.
had to also keep your grades up too.
Yeah.
What was that like to balance and to get into one of these top schools?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely challenging. And it takes a lot of work, maintaining the grades and studying on top of practice and whatnot. But it's rewarding, and yeah, like there were some nights that I'd come home from a hard practice, and you'd have to study for a math test the next day, stay up all night. But it's it's what I enjoy, and it was hard, but it was definitely worth it. And then the whole recruiting process, you gotta send in your grades and your test scores. That was another thing, was studying for the SATs. Um, it was hard work, but definitely paid off.
I know graduation was a couple month ago, a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
about a month ago.
Yeah, it seems like it's been like forever, but what
Yeah,
has it been
seriously.
like since you've been out of school for a good couple months?
Yeah.
What has life been like for Will?
It has been fun. Summer started, and I'm still training right now, so I'm practicing about 5 times a week. I'm still practicing at my high school through my club team, which I'll continue to do throughout the summer, just stay in shape for college. Um, but I'm working as a lifeguard right now, so
Nice.
every day I'll practice at 7 a.m. And then I'll go right to work till 3, and then the rest of the day, it's been hanging out with friends, or going on the boat, or just enjoying summer, enjoying life. The last summer at home before college.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. What is this summer going to be like? Because, you just said it, like this is the last one before everybody goes their separate ways.
Hmm. Hmm.
I know that's probably going to be really tough for everybody,
Yeah,
because of especially you, because you're not going to be home much.
yeah, yeah.
What's that going to be like saying goodbye to basically everybody that you basically grew up with since you guys were little kids?
Yeah, it'll be tough. Me and my friends, we painted a big table with all of our college logos on it, which was pretty cool because, of all my friends, we're all going across the country. I got a friend going to Alabama, and then um, friends going to different schools all over Michigan. Not a ton of us are staying together, but we're trying to just enjoy every moment of it. Hang out as much as we can, and then we'll try and visit each other. throughout the school year next year, see if they can come up to Rhode Island and visit me.
Yeah, for sure. What's it gonna be like, being also away from home, from mom and dad and all that stuff, and as you kind of just make this next chapter?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for it, just because I've never done anything crazy like this, and it's pretty far. It's like a quick flight, 2 hour flight from Michigan. So I'm in arm's reach if
Yeah,
anything were to happen. But I mean I'm ready to just kind of spread my wings a little bit. I got a twin sister. She's going down south to school at Wake Forest.
yeah.
And so, and then my brother's at Michigan, so he's close. So me and my sister are, the first ones to really go out there and,
That's gonna, that's another thing. I
mhm.
just thought of something. Twins,
Yeah.
what is that gonna, because either you're like complete opposites or you just like absolutely can tell like whatever's going on, you like similar things.
Mhm. Yeah, me and my sister are very similar. We've had classes together all throughout high school. We would study together for math and, drive to school. We do everything. We work together. So that'll be a tough transition as well, being away from her. She'll be in North Carolina. And yeah, but it'll be interesting come August because we got different move-in days, about a week apart. So my parents will be all over the country as well, helping move us in. But yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to leaving her because we work well together, in school and whatnot.
Oh, you guys are still gonna be calling each other though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Um, Last thing, the backwards hat, has that always been a thing with you?
Yeah, yeah. I have really curly hair, and so after practice, most days I'll just, throw on a backwards hat. I got the brown hat on right now. Um,
Right.
but yeah, doing my hair is tough. I usually have to take a shower if I want to let the curls out, and at 7 in the morning, it's just not happening. So
It's
I'll roll out of bed and I'll just throw the hat on.
Yeah, that's I mean, the thing is, it's your thing. It's
Yeah, it's a staple.
people know it's a staple. Everyone knows you for.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what and finally, what's the biggest thing that you're going to take away from this senior year? Like, what was the biggest experience, biggest moment? Outside of the obvious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Um,
obviously, I would say winning the state championship, but going into this year, I my best friend is a year older than me, so the team I thought was going to be really different this year without him. But it ended up being one of the best seasons ever, and it was because of the team, honestly. So the team is really what makes the season so special, and what makes the sport so special. Like, yeah, it really all depends on who you're training with, who you got behind your back, um, and yeah, so it's I'm happy that I found such a great team to practice with, and I know that I'm going into such a great team next year.
all right. Well, Will, thank you so much for taking some time to
Of
talk
course.
with us, and best of luck at Brown, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.